Welcome back, guys. It's morning and I just woke up, so I look a little tired. Gonna get this car up in the air a little bit higher so we can do the transmission and differential oil. Finally got those parts come in. They got lost in the mail, so they sent me another set. That's all I asked for. I can't get this stuff here on the island as far as I can find it. But Castro Transmax limited slip 75 140. Funny enough, it has a Mercedes Benz logo on it. Don't know what's that about. And the Redline ATF D4. Couple drain plugs, fill plugs. Okay, so we're gonna just get this done real quick. I'll show you some stuff after I get the car off of the lift. This is what I gotta do to get the car off of the lift finally. And then I'll show you what I've been doing underneath of the dash, and then I can tidy that up. Right? Let's go. Rookie mistake tip is don't try to loosen your drain plug first before your fill plug. Always do your fill plug first, just so that if you if you get the drain plug off and then you can't get the fill plug back in afterwards, then it's not a good thing. So you want to crack your fill plug first. Make sure you can get fluid back in it. If for some reason, oh man, I didn't realize this thing was so full. Look at this. Got a little geyser over here. Great. Great. Good thing I got a bunch of towels and rags. Okay, new drain plug's going in. Put the drain plug in. No thread sealer or anything is required or necessary according to the manuals. It's the Bentley. I checked them both just to be sure. This is almost like pipe thread probably, that's why, so it just seals as it gets tight. So tighten this, snug it up, and then target the 50 fig newtons. It's getting snug. Okay, let's go on. Yep, 50 millimeters. Okay. Got the syringe. So we'll just suck some into this from the bottles and then start filling it up till it comes out. Okay, that's it. Put the plug on. I would let it drain all the way, but I think my car is sitting at a slight incline, so I'm just gonna leave it. Okay. Clean this off with some aliphatic naphtha. It's my favorite cleaner. It makes everything just dry. Even oil spots in your driveway, this stuff will just bring all the oil to the surface and just leave a super dry look afterwards. Like it's not even oily. It's amazing. It's probably super hazardous too. It just melts away any kind of grease. Grease and oil. Okay. So I used about what is this? A quart? No, yeah, one. This is probably there's probably about a half quart left in here. So about a 1.5 quarts. I like this syringe. You can take it apart, clean it up after you're done. It's super cheap on Amazon, and yeah, it's. I mean, it could be disposable if you don't want to keep it around because it's cheap enough. But why waste it if it still works, right? So the beauty of it, you can take it apart easy, clean it, and put it away. And I'll put the torque right for show that it's been torqued. Okay, so these are different types of drain plugs, and I didn't get new ones for some reason. They didn't give it to me in a. They didn't have a kit. I just ordered the oil for it, but I'll reuse it. It's fine. Um, it's a 14 hex socket, right? So I can get this one with this, but the top one, this is way too long to fit between the spare wheel bucket tub thing and then the differential. It's way too close. So now I remember back in the day, and I kept this. I found I believe it's a 9/16 Allen wrench, and I cut a section of it, and that's how I was able to get it to work. And it fits a little tighter than a 14 does, so it's even better actually. And I cut it perfectly so that way I can put a 9/16 socket on it, and I can get up here and even torque it. So how's that for my ingenuity? I don't know how long ago was that. Probably 20 years, honestly. I mean, so this diff oil, even though it doesn't have exactly a lot of miles on it, it's old, and it probably stinks. If everybody knows who has changed gear oil, this stuff smells super stink when it's old. So we'll find out now. I'm gonna be right in line. It's target practice here. Take it out. I'm gonna like drool all over me. So yeah, let's start with the fill plug first, right? We want to make sure we can get fluid back in here in case we have problems with the drain. Get my extension on. Oh, it wasn't even that tight. Thank God. Yeah, so let's see how this turns out. Nothing came out. Being that it wasn't that tight, I don't think this is an aluminum crush washer. I don't think back in the day, I didn't really care about torquing stuff very much, so I doubt I torqued this down to the proper spec and really crushed the washer. So I'm just going to reuse it. It wasn't leaking. I got a little coming out, so it's not completely low, but I can smell it. Doesn't smell nice. Let's just clean this up real quick. Okay. Now, the main attraction. Oh, that one was a little tighter. Still didn't take as much. If it was 50 pounds. Let's get my bucket in place here because my Bowser is full. Try not to take a bath. Oh yeah, this oil is a little brownish. Wow, this thing has a lot of oil. More oil than I thought. Yeah, it doesn't smell that bad. It smells like semi-fresh gear oil. So yeah, like I said, the beauty of this one is you can take it apart, clean it. Took all the ATF out of it from the manual trans. And I'll just put a little gear oil on these. There we go. Ready for action. Some garage action. Okay, now the fluid looks super clear coming out. Now that I just pumped some of that small stuff in there, I'm gonna put the drain plug on. Torque this one to 50 Fig Newtons. Okay, let's fill her up. Okay, there's the drip. Dripping. Dripping in finesse. Let's throw the plug on. Like I said, I think this car is sitting a little not exactly level, incline, nose up. So I don't want a lot of that draining out. It wasn't a big stream anyways, so I think we're good. Let's fire up the torque wrench again. The high quality Quinn. Works good. Okay. 50 it is. Aliphatic naphtha. And torque straight. Okay, that's taken care of. Diff oil, manual trans oil. Hopefully the next guy doesn't keep it in there for 20 years like I did. But the oil looked fine. It didn't smell bad. The manual trans fluid was still bright red with a little darkness to it, but it wasn't black. None of this oil was black, so that makes me happy and warm and fuzzy inside. So we'll leave it at that. I'll take the car off the lift and then I'll show you around the other stuff that I needed to do inside near the pedals and stuff like that. So stick with me on that. All right. Oh yeah, this plug disintegrated right here, so let's put a new one in. Beautiful. Okay, got the car back on the ground. I'm gonna be sad getting rid of this thing, but it's time. So I'm still waiting for the hoses, uh, and then those little mounts that connect to these things. So um, apparently Germany was out, but the guy I buy from said he was able to source a couple from somewhere else. So that's why my order is delayed on that. But um, I did get the red silicone O-rings in for these, so I test fitted one, and it looks like it will be pretty good. It doesn't provide tons of pushback, but I can feel it just has a slight bounce. So I'm pretty confident those will work good and probably last a lot longer. So I'll get these cleaned up. And I also took apart the idle air control valve. Well, I didn't take it apart, I just took it off, and it's free. It's clean. I am very surprised at how clean this thing is inside. So they're doing a good job with mitigating the oil vapors from the or this oil separator is doing a good job, I should say. Just wanted to show you what I was doing with the pedals and all that now that I got the car off the lift. After I did the diff oil and the trans oil, I could get the car off the lift and get back into the inside so I could document what I was doing. And it all started with a new brake pedal. I mean, not brake pedal, clutch pedal. Because ever since I bought this car, or from the very first day I bought this car from the dealer, secondhand, the clutch pedal had a click every time you'd push it. And it would happen when it was pretty close to the full travel mark. So I, after, and this was in 2002, so 21 years later, I finally decided to address the problem. And let's see. You see that spring right there? That's the over center spring. So when the clutch is pushed, it provides some feedback into the pedal. I replaced all the bushings. The whole clutch pedal itself was replaced, thinking that would solve the problem. This clutch pedal is plastic, like a lot of pedals are nowadays. This is the only plastic pedal. These are metal. Oh no, the brake pedal. I mean, the accelerator pedal is plastic. So while I was under here, I realized that after I got it all put back together with a new over center spring, new clutch pedal bushings up in the pivot. You can see up there the pivot. Well, that's one of the pivots for the master. It was still clicking, and so I got on the forum and looked up what the clicking was about, and if anyone else experienced. And quite a few people experience clutch pedal clicking, and no one has ever came up with the solution online as far as what I found the solution to be, and that was the master cylinder. The shaft in the master cylinder was like shifting or something at the full travel mark. So you can see the master here. There's a new updated part number for that from the original part number, which probably has something to do with that clutch, that clicking. So I decided to change that because I could tell if I like pushed my foot this way or this way as I pushed it, one direction would make it not click, one would. But the way I drive, or the way I was driving this car this whole time, the way I would push it would make the clutch pedal click. So I got under here a little frustrated after all that work changing the bushings because it's kind of tight up in here. Buying a whole new clutch pedal, all not to solve the problem. I could have just bought the clutch master, but it was nice to replace all the bushings because as I touched, especially the black bushings, everyone, not everyone knows, but I mean, I say that a lot, right? Everyone knows. No, a lot of people don't know, but the black bushings just disintegrate on these cars after 20 years. So it was nice to get up in here. So every pedal, including the brake pedal, the gas pedal, all have new pivot bushings and have been like re-greased, and so everything feels as it should be brand new. Hopefully that's what it felt like, brand new. Never bought one of these brand new, but the clutch pedal doesn't click anymore, and that's the beauty of this. And it feels super smooth, it feels nice. So that's the problem, guys. You got an E36 with a clutch pedal that clicks, change the master. It's a FTE part. They're the OE manufacturer of the clutch master, and they have an updated number in there compared to what came off my car, at least. So, and it's fairly easy to do. It's just 2 bolts. You gotta like bend backwards and get under here, and that's the hardest part, is just being able to squat down this low. So I've been kind of waiting this whole time to get under here because the car's on the lift, waiting for oil to arrive. That's the problem living in Hawaii. That's the price of paradise. You gotta order most of the things you need and wait for them. So you gotta plan ahead. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of what I did under here. And while I was under here, I noticed that you see this thing right here. Nobody pays attention to this thing. That's the clutch pedal stop. And when you hit it, it makes that. So I never knew that there was something else supposed to be on that until I got into the catalog and looked at it. So let's put that part on. It's just a rubber bush, a rubber like grommet thing cover for it to make it feel nice when you hit the bottom. So let's just do that real quick while we're here. Okay, here it is. Can you see it? Cap. It's your classic BMW 35311153896. Okay, guys, remember that number. I'm going to tell it once. It looks like this. It just looks like a little cap with a hole in the middle. Hole in the middle so you can unscrew it. This is so ridiculous. But whatever. It's the way BMW wanted it, and I'm cool with that. So let's change it. Or not change it, let's put one on. There was never one on there. It fell off before I even got the car. Got this part through FCP Euro. This like little rubber thing. This thing was like $5 or something. Oh, I got you guys leaning on my light, and my light leaning on me. We're all helping each other out here. I don't know. It feels like it's on. That's probably why it fell off, because it feels like it's loose. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot either too. Not either. I just say I don't know a lot also in these videos. Come to find out. Oh yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make the tapping sound, but it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. But now I feel complete. Now I can sleep at night because I got that bushing on there. Okay. Alrighty. So I was waiting for this whole time to put this knee panel back. Oh, by the way, if you're gonna get under here, just take this out. 3 bolts, comes out super easy. Nothing's attached to it, and you have a straight shot right at the pedals. Okay. So I took that off earlier and I put it back, and then it was right after I put this back is when I decided to start documenting all this stuff, because I decided that I wanted an M5 instead, and my wife agreed that we could make that happen, and I should document this for who's gonna buy it. So honestly, guys, that's why I'm doing this. I'm not really. I mean, I enjoy watching you guys and everyone else and all the other guys fix cars and fix BMWs. I really do. I enjoy it a lot. I spent a lot of my life watching, just hanging out in the garage with everyone else. You guys fixing cars. It's kind of like my. I don't know. It's just something I really enjoy. So let's get this cover piece put back. This original screws, well, I don't want to say the original, but I probably lost the original screws. They're supposed to look like that. I had like home repair, like home screws for your house, wood screws holding this piece together, because I took it off one time for something prior to install my stereo, or I don't remember. But yeah, I bought the right screws. I bought the proper stuff this time. So let's go put that back together. I'm gonna be sad getting rid of this thing, but it's time. So I'm still waiting for the hoses, uh, and then those little mounts that connect to these things. So um, apparently Germany was out, but the guy I buy from said he was able to source a couple from somewhere else. So that's why my order is delayed on that. But um, I did get the red silicone O-rings in for these. So I test fitted one, and it looks like it will be pretty good. It doesn't provide tons of pushback, but I can feel it just has a slight bounce. So I'm pretty confident those will work good and probably last a lot longer. So I'll get these cleaned up. And I also took apart the auto air control valve. Well, I didn't take it apart, I just took it off, and it's free. It's clean. I am very surprised at how clean this thing is inside. So they're doing a good job with mitigating the oil vapors from the or this oil separator is doing a good job, I should say. So yeah, that's the next thing in line, and I'll see you guys on that part. Right, shoots.